All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into it, brothers. I
Let's
think
get
it's only right that Z kicks us off today, man.
let's
I
get let's, let's get
think
Z.
it's totally right, man. He gonna have the right energy for this.
Ah, what's good, everybody? You know, today is episode 111 of Manifest Mondays, and we are your hosts. I'm DJ Zenas. That's Ramon, and that's Diamond DG, and we are the Spot Network. Today, episode 111 is very special. Today, we're going to be talking about something that is near and dear to my heart, and also very recent.
Yep.
We're talking about the Great Resignation. What do we mean by that, right?
Come Z.
What we mean by the Great Resignation is quitting your 9 to 5, man, stepping away from corporate and making that leap into complete entrepreneurship or your purpose, whatever it might be, but really just going all in, right? We know we talk about that type of energy where that's just going to carry you into the abyss and beyond, right? You know, there's so much uncertainty on that side. So are you willing to make that leap, right? You know, that is what we're talking about, the Great Resignation, the ability to take that energy, that mindset of like, you know what, fuck this job, right? You know, I know a lot of people probably had that thought sometimes. Honestly,
Right.
probably oftentimes.
We all do.
Not necessarily saying that like it's a good or bad thing, right? You know, like not you might love your job, you might hate your job, whatever the case may be, anything and everything in between, right? But I'm sure everybody's probably had that thought at some point, like, fuck this job, right? You know, so, but is anyone or most people going to like take that leap? Probably not, you know. So that's why this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to dive into it. We're going to talk about the Great Resignation. We're going to talk about me leaving my job. You know, I did announce today that I will be leaving my job and making that full leap into DJing and really just entrepreneurship full time. So my last day will be Friday. You know, shout out to all the team. You know, shout out to my manager. She's a real one. Like, I mean, she actually like
PLP, hold it down.
took the news really well. But I mean, I say all that to say, man, it's I feel like stepping into 2026 and just beyond, there's really something in the air, man. There's something that really feels right. And I know there's a lot of uncertainty. Like I said, you're kind of walking into that abyss of just like, what now? But I can personally say that having now given my notice, the decision and the timing all feels right. And I don't necessarily have it all figured out. I don't know if you ever will, right? You know, some people have everything planned out to the, you know, like crossing your T and dotting every I, and that's cool. I don't have it all figured out, but I know that I am going to figure it out, right? You know, like I think I have a little bit more of a little bit more direction this time around. So, you know, we'll kind of dive into everything, but that's today's episode, man. We're talking about the Great Resignation. Would you be willing to take that leap of faith or not? Why or why not? That being said, I'm opening the floor up to y'all, you know, right? We're talking about the Great Resignation. This applies to everybody. This ain't just me. Don't just be putting me in the corner and like we just over here just talking about, you know, Zenus's resignation and whatnot. Like, what does that look like for y'all? You know, right? Like, do you have a plan? If so, what does that look like? Are you willing to take that leap? If not, share it.
Right. No, what I want to say, that's dope, bro. Shout out to you for doing that. And also, like, the Great Resignation doesn't only applies to corporate, right? It could be anything. You might be in a bad relationship. Like, you know what, shit, I don't see this going anywhere further. I need to get out. You know, people are afraid to take that leap of faith and go after what you really want, which is scary because you don't know what's on the other side, right? You know, we had this conversation so many times because whenever we're comfortable, we have a certain way of living, but whenever we try to like deviate from that, break away from that, it's hard because we don't know what's on the other side. And that's where you see a lot of people are like stuck, you know, because they don't know what to do. And it's hard because at the end of the day, you know, when you have a 9 to 5, it's guaranteed paycheck every month. You know that every Friday or bi-weekly, I know I'm getting paid. But whenever you transition into that entrepreneurship route, especially you full time, it's hard because you have to figure it out. And I just think it's just the thought and the fear of that makes a lot of people, even I included, right? It makes it a little bit harder to go on the other side. But like this year, that's all we're working on. You know, Z was the one who took that leap of faith first. But your boy, we are gonna be there, man. That's the goal this year. The goal for 2026 is to overcome some of our fears. You know, get rid of that band-aid sometimes that keep you comfortable. Because I believe if you're just so comfortable, sometimes that comfort holds you back from greatness. You know, so you have to
Absolutely.
believe in yourself. We're not just saying don't just quit your job and go, oh yeah, Z and DG, never mind. They're talking about it. No, plan it, figure it out, work on it. You know, by the end of the day, just believe in yourself and make it happen. And this video is gonna, you know, looking back at this, we're gonna come back and reflect on this video, right? We're gonna see things that we learn from this, and fast forward at the end of the year, we're gonna come back and see some of the changes that we make. But it's actually scary, bro. And I'm like, question to you though, like, how do you feel now that you actually made that decision? Because before it was just like a thought, you've been thinking about it, right? Oh, I want to do this. But this morning you woke up and you actually know what, I'm gonna get it done. You actually put in the 2 weeks or 1 week or whatever. How do you actually feel though? Do you feel like more relief, like a burden off your head? Just walk us through that. How do you feel about everything?
I feel sensational.
And what pushed you there today? What made today, brother?
You know, it's something I've been reflecting on for a while, right? It's not like this was just a sudden decision where I was just like, you know what,
Right,
I'm out. It's the goal, or the ideal goal was to leave my job, like, you know, potentially like sometime in the first quarter, you know, by end of February. That was the initial goal, right? And over the last couple of weeks and whatnot, I think there's just a lot that has transpired outside of work, you know, just as far as like alignment. And
right,
that's where I've really felt that things are working in my favor. And like I said, I don't necessarily have it all figured out, but I know that like the universe, it feels like it's all working in my favor right now. Now,
right,
you don't want to necessarily just rely on that, right? You know, like,
right,
because you're kind of just relying on hope, right? You know, but honestly, like, I think a lot of what a leap of faith requires is hope and faith, right? You know, like, you're kind of just you're betting on yourself, you're betting on an opportunity, whatever the case may be. And I feel like I really reflected on the last couple of weeks over the holidays and whatnot. I took a lot of time to spend time with, like, you know, quality people, really just enjoy all the vibes. And at this point in my life, just understanding what it is that I desire, right? You know, and what aligns with that.
right,
I think the more and more that I thought about it, you know, we talk about it all the time. What is the meaning of life? I believe it's legacy, right? And I had that conversation with myself. I look in the mirror every day and I'm like, what do you want your legacy? Who do you want to be remembered as, right? Do I want to be remembered as Zenus the recruiter, or do I want to be remembered as Zenus the DJ? And I'm like, that's a pretty easy answer, right? You know, I'm just like, it's a no-brainer. It's like, duh, Captain
yeah,
Obvious. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about, right? You know, so but that being said, you know, to your point, DG, is I think we also get caught up in the trap and the reality, right, of life, and just what that complacency, what that comfort can look like, right? You
right,
know, because having been in corporate for so long and having that 9 to 5 and having that guaranteed paycheck and whatnot, it can ease us more and more into complacency, right? Where it's just like, oh, like, you know, like, this is cool, you know, like, I could do this another couple years, and then all of a sudden that mindset shifts into like, you know, no, I'm gonna just chill for now, right? And then some people just end up never making that leap, right? You know, and that's totally fine. I'm saying that can look differently for everybody. For me, myself in particular, that's why I don't like staying at a job for too long, if I'm being fully transparent, because the longer you stay, the more comfortable you get. You know, like, you may get a couple more promotions, that salary bump, and all of a sudden it's just like all those dreams and goals and ambitions that you have, they kind of get put on the back burner, because it's just like,
right,
well, I'm actually kind of good now, right? I'm making like 127K a year. I'm kind of good. I'm chilling. I'm like, I'm in a good spot. Like I could do this for a while, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but to maybe to some people, but to me, that scares me, right? That thought scares me because now everything that I ever hoped and desired is now just kind of like I said, just kind of going off to the wayside, and I'm not prioritizing that anymore. And the thing is just like I'm in the chapter of my life where I'm prioritizing myself now. I'm not focused on no other bullshit. I'm not focused on this person, that person, on this job, that job. I'm focused solely on what it is that I want to accomplish and making my dreams a reality, right? And that is my sole focus right now. And anything else that doesn't align with that, it's just not a priority, right? I'm not saying that like, certain relationships and all that stuff, like people are always going to be your people and whatnot, but like when you prioritize yourself, there's going to be moments in like your life where you have to be a little selfish, and that's the moment of my life right now where I'm like, look, I'm not getting any younger. Realistically, my window is narrowing, right? If I want to go and be this like elite dope ass DJ, I don't want to be DJing at fucking 54 years old, right? Like if I don't want to, right? Right? Like if I choose to, like if I do like a random guest pop-up show in like Vegas at 54, that's cool, right? But I don't want to have to be touring and doing all that shit at 54 if I don't want to, right? So like realistically, like my window is narrowing and the time is now, right? And I always say like there really is no time frame as far as like success, but like especially in entertainment, your window does narrow. It's just like athletes, right? You don't see an athlete you balling at 52 years. You don't see anybody on the field at 52 years old. Like it's just like it doesn't make sense, right?
Unless you're playing golf, you might be playing golf.
You might be playing golf, right? You might be playing golf.
Just for like fun, not even a competitive level, too.
Yeah, and it's just I've had all these conversations with myself and in my head for quite a while now, and I kind of made the decision myself last night. I was just like, you know what? I think I'm done. I've tried to play this balancing act of juggling this corporate 9-to-5 life and my DJ lifestyle and entrepreneurship, all of that. But I felt like I was living a double life for a long time, right? And I felt like it was just like at some point, push comes to shove, right? And you have to choose one.
Right.
And if push comes to shove, I'm absolutely going to choose myself and my purpose and all bets are on myself now. I'm all in at this point, right? Like I kind of made the decision for myself last night, but then I was like, let me sleep on it. I woke up this morning and it reaffirmed everything. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And I told my manager exactly that. I was just like, like I found myself last week. We only worked 2 days last week. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm a tech recruiter, right? And so I found myself just staring at the screen. I was in LinkedIn Recruiter, and I was just like staring at the screen, and I was like, "Fuck, I can't do this shit anymore." I literally just like I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I cannot source another candidate. I cannot send another email. I'm just like, this is just not it, fam. Like I am done. This is just not me, right? And here we are.
Z on LinkedIn, like I don't want to go there. We should never go there.
Nah, that's so fire, man. I think, to be honest, I think almost everybody that has a job in their mind thinks about just quitting and going after what they really want to at some point. I think that's just a natural thought, you know what I'm saying? But there's so many people that, never try or do try and it doesn't work out, or you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of like they feel like, and I heard that actually the Great Resignation. I'm glad we chose that name for the episode, because I heard that that's what this this time frame is supposed to be. It's like a lot of people are just leaving in waves. The corporate mindset of just this is how things work. We get into the company, we move up the company, we retire, and then get our pension and 401k and live it out. And so Social Security, and then that's it. I think that our generation is not even gonna get Social Security, right? So there's certain things that's just it can't be done the same way. You know what I mean? So I think that's just it's an interesting topic, man. And like I said, that's kind of what it means for me. I like that DG hit on the fact that like we're talking about resignation of everything too. Like, you know, sometimes this is a good time to just kind of like resign and from things that you don't identify with anymore. You know what I mean? And like Z said, that's a scary thing, man. A lot of people, you have to face yourself in the mirror with like that, and you get so used to a paycheck every, you know where it's coming, you know what I mean, you can budget for your bills, you can be comfortable with that check coming in, you know, but when you leave it's not as comfortable, right? So that's what I kind of want to touch on for both of y'all, man, is like, you know, have y'all ever, I'm sure that y'all thought about it, but have y'all, you know, tried and thought about what it's going to look like when you don't have an actual job? Have you really thought that through?
Amazing. No, I've been actually running some scenarios, bro. Cause like, you know, like Z said, my great resignation is gonna be by the end of this year. Hopefully, God on my side gonna make it happen. But no, I've been thinking about it. Actually, been like structuring my day and just making sure that, you know, once I make that decision, I'm already like working on the things that I want to work on. And for like the past couple of weeks, there's been a couple of business idea that I've been working on too on the side, you know, and also like our current business. I've been like putting things together more structured because I'm gonna like be doing that full time, right? So now I'm like looking into that from a whole different level. Like, how can we grow? How can we scale this? I mean, it's hard to like actually know exactly what you're gonna be doing because you're nowadays like thinking in the future, a lot of things changes. But just having like a basic plan, oh, this is what I'm gonna do with my time, I think it just helps makes the process a lot easier. Because like I don't know for sure how much time is gonna be spent, but I'm like building system in which is gonna help me once I'm not at my corporate job no more. I can be productive and work on those things that I'm working on. So that way I can get to where I want to be. Because it's different now, right? And in the day, 9 to 5 and entrepreneurship is different because I'm doing both right now. With 9 to 5, you have your manager telling you what to do. But when it's come to entrepreneurship, no one's really telling you what to do. So you got to be the one to motivate yourself and make sure everything's being done on your time. Because at the end of the day, it's no one really there to hold you accountable. So which can be a little bit harder too, right? Because you need to have that motivation and discipline to do things even late at night when you don't want to do it. Because like my job, once it's after 6 p.m., I don't have to worry about work no more. But like if you're an entrepreneur or a business owner, nah, the work doesn't stop. You got to do payroll. You got to make sure like you're in compliance. You got to make sure your documentation, just all those extra stuff that helps run a business, a successful business. Those are the things that you got to be, you got to take care of. So I think just creating a structure that align with those things makes it a lot easier. So that's at this moment, that's what I'm building right now. Even like the like this entire week, I've been building like just Google Drive or like instructions, what I need to do, just system in place. So once I take that leap of faith, I have everything organized to make it a lot more easier and efficient. And I just want to say shout out to Z, but like among all my friends, like you're the person that I know for sure. You're a risk taker, bro. In a good way, in the sense that I'm not just talking about risk taker, like do dumb shit, but like someone who's like, you know what, shit, I don't like being here. I'm gonna try somewhere else, because you moved from Texas to New York. You're like, fuck, I didn't like being in New York, and it's not even in Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to shout out to you, bro. It's like it's actually hard. It's scary to like take that leap of faith. Even like myself, like I have been thinking about this, not being at my job for so long, but to just get to that decision to say, fuck it, it's hard. So shout out to you, bro. By you doing that, like, oh damn, like I'm inspired. Okay, I can make this work. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you, bro. I know, like it's hard. Yeah, even though you already got it done, but yeah, at the back of your mind, you're still thinking about, okay, how can I make it work? Because human beings, we always want to think about things that, all right, what if I'm not successful? What if this failed? Right? Those thoughts always gonna be there. Like everything I have those thoughts about anything that I do, if I'm being honest, like anything that I try, I have this thought, why if I fail? I feel like sometimes those thoughts are not inherently bad. It's just like motivation for you to go harder, to like make sure you put all your P's and Q's in order. Because I gotta succeed. Like my life depends on this. So those anxieties and thoughts are not always bad. But yeah, like going back to your question, Ramon, I think I'm actually slowly putting things in place to make sure once I quit, I'll have a structure and system. I'm not just gonna be home not knowing what the fuck to do. So of
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, and
that's what.
I couldn't agree more. First and foremost, I appreciate you, DG. That
course.
um,
Thanks, bro.
that's a good shout out, man. I definitely appreciate that. It's not always the easiest, man. I think
It's
once you do
hard.
it, it's like it gets a lot easier, right? You know, like I think I've always been someone who doesn't mind change. You know, so
Right.
like I've always been unique in that regard. But like after you take that first leap of faith, you know, it gets a little bit easier each and every
Right.
time. You know, making the jump from like Denver to Texas, Texas to New York, and now New York to here. You know, it's just like it's kind of just like another day at this point. It's just like, all right, let me
Right.
just figure out like what am I gonna do? Am I gonna like hire movers? Am I moving my shit? You know, those type after you work out all the logistics, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna just do it. Cause you know, worst case scenario, if it doesn't work out, you can always go back. That's the thing that
Right.
like the whole grand scheme of this is like there's always going to be that life waiting for you if you want it, right? You know, like I know that ultimately me leaving my job, it's not like I'm I suck ass at my job. I do well at my job, right? You know, so like if I needed to, I could go back to my job, right? You
Right.
know, because I know I've done well there. I know the team loves me and all that stuff, and I know that just wouldn't really be an issue at all. You know, right? I left on good terms. I am leaving on good terms, I should say. You know, right? So like, if all else fails, you can always go back, and that's why I always encourage people more so to take a leap of faith. Is just because I'm like, worst case scenario. Let's say I moved to Phoenix and I just hated it here. I'm like, fam, I could just go back to New York if I want to, right? You know,
Right.
but Ramon, I'm glad that you answered. Or actually, another thing that I wanted to hit on that you mentioned, DG, was with entrepreneurship, just like obviously like the more hours and stuff, like you might not be working a 9 to 5, you might be working 9 to 9, maybe
Right.
even beyond that extensive hours. But like the other thing that I wanted to touch on though is like the rewards are so much greater too, though, right? You
Thanks.
know, because we talk about that all the time. Is like people like to glorify like the lives that like these successful people live and all that stuff, but you don't see the hard work and effort that got in. The Jeff Bezos and whatnot didn't get to where they were going by just working a 9 to 5, right? You know, like they took a leap of faith and then they put all their hard work and effort and blood, sweat, and tears into that idea, right? And it might have required days where you were working 12 to 14 hour shifts, or you know, right, like for yourself, and maybe not seeing any immediate rewards, right? But when you do eventually see those rewards, what do we talk about all the time? Financial freedom. I can tell you for sure, me working my job is not going to get me financial freedom. Like I
Right.
don't care what anybody says. Like, yeah, I could climb the ladder and like eventually become the CEO and maybe, you know, be on the type of salary where I can really like look into financial freedom one day. But I'm like, is that a job that I want to do? Hell no. Like I could tell you right now, I don't want to be the CEO of the company that I work for at the moment that I am
Right.
now leaving, right? Have no desire to be the CEO of the company, right? But I do want to be the CEO of my own life and curating exactly what it is that I want to do, you know, right?
Thanks.
And you have the ability to do that. It takes a lot more hard work and effort. You don't have a blueprint for you. You kind of have to figure out it along the way, right? You know, I can't go to school and get a degree and figure out how to be the dopest DJ alive, right? Like
Right.
there is no crash course for that. You kind of just have to figure it out along the way. But the rewards are so much greater, right? You know, like I could from a single gig make half of like my salary that I make, you know, like in my current role. Like, right, you
Right.
know, potentially one day I could make off of one gig what like some people make in like a year, 2 years, right? You know, like, but that's only possible if you take that leap of faith, right? You know, like you have to take the leap of faith and then do the work and then execute, right? You know, I'm not just saying just take a leap of faith and just like, well, I'm gonna just let it go and like I'm gonna let God, let Jesus take the wheel, right? You know, that, I'm not saying that at all. Like there's still so much hard work and effort that you have to put in, but the reward is so much more immense, man. Like
Right.
that's what's so thrilling about it, is just like that high that you get when I tell people all the time, like that performance high that I get when I'm on stage and I'm DJing and I'm rocking a crowd and like I got hundreds, if not thousands of people just like all in sync and just like there's just have y'all seen the movie F1? with Brad Pitt, and
Yeah,
you know, you know when he gets in the zone and he goes into slow motion. That's exactly what that like performance high look feels like when you're just like in the zone. Like that's what exactly like everything kind of just goes into slow motion, and it's just like you just it's this feeling that I can't even describe. But like that high is amazing, and I could tell you nothing about my recruiting job makes me feel that way.
You don't,
there is no point that I be in LinkedIn Recruiter and I go into slow motion. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna send out this email, and oh yeah, like this candidate just responded to me. Oh, like there's nothing about this process that I'm just like, yo, like I just feel exhilarated by, right? So I would say do the things that serve you. I know what serves me because I've experienced it, and I just know that there's nothing else in my life that will give me that satisfaction that being a DJ and just ultimately pursuing my own hopes and dreams will, right? There's no love that I could experience from anyone else that will fulfill that. Like I have to fulfill that myself. Like it's my duty, right? I know that it's going to be difficult, but at the same time, like I said, it's just so rewarding when you take all those shots. You might get several hundreds, thousands of no's, but like the thing about it is, it's just like in entrepreneurship, especially in entertainment, all it takes is one yes to change your whole life, right? All of a sudden, all those no's that you got, it all makes the shit worthwhile. And something that people were talking about, like, is just like most people quit when they're right on the edge, too. Like when you're right there, like about to break through, and people that's where most people quit, right? The reason why I am the way that I am, and DG, I appreciate you shouting that out too, is I have audacity. I saw somebody talking about this on social media earlier. I have audacity. I have the audacity to where it's just like I don't think like, well, what if I fail? I'm like, well, what if I succeed? Right? I don't think like, what if I shoot this shot and it doesn't work out? I'm like, what if this motherfucker responds? What if I reached out to Kendrick right now and I'm like, yo, like, let me produce a track for you. What if he doesn't answer? What if he does? You know, right? I just have the audacity. It's just like the more audacity you have, the more shots you're going to take, the more leaps of faith you're going to take. And then that's where like shit really starts to shift in your favor, is just having the audacity. Most people just don't have the guts to have the audacity in the first place, right? Yeah. The reason why I am the way that I am is because I have that audacity. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to figure it out. I always say, I'm going to figure it out, right? You could drop me off anywhere in the world, you know, with any amount of resources. At some point, I'm going to figure it out, right? You know, like that's just who I am. It's how you got to be. But yeah, man, I say all that to say, I think it's different this time because anyone who's followed our journey or our podcast, whatever the case may be, when I moved to New York, I got let go from my old job, right? You know, and so like I was in a position where I sold my house, had this lump sum of money, and was just like, all right, I'm gonna like try and take this leap of faith and like move out to New York and figure this out. And I did figure some things out, but like there was a lot that was lacking. And I'll tell you specifically what that was lacking was structure. I did not have the structure. I did not have the discipline. Like my schedule was just kind of chaotic. I would like have a gig periodically here and there. And just like, you know, I was like, well, you know, I'm gonna just keep going out and, you know, trying to meet new people and shake hands and all that stuff. Didn't really have a consistent gym routine. Just like, there was just no structure at all. It was just kind of like just
winging it,
going through the motions. Right. You know, and that's where I feel like this leap of faith is a lot more intentional. Like it's different because I know Ramon and I, we've had the conversations recently as far as like what our ideal days look like, right? Like if we didn't have a job, this is what our ideal day would look like, right? You know, I'd wake up, I'd pray, you know, stretch, do meditation, whatever the case may be. I might have a cup of coffee, you know, then after that, I'll send out some emails, maybe send some invoices, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Just keep going down. Like, you know, like this is breakdown, like hour by hour, this is what I would do, right? If you stick to that particular schedule, like if you take everything that you applied or that you learned from your 9 to 5, you know, that's essentially like what has gotten us here to this podcast, right? We literally just took the blueprint from what we were doing at work. What do people do at work? They have meetings. Right. They don't just have phone meetings, they have virtual meetings. All right, like let's have virtual meetings. So Ramon and I started meeting virtually, and we were like, all right, like let's just start applying what we've learned from our jobs, from the business side of things, to our dreams, right? And as you start to do that, that's where reality starts to shift a lot, is because, you know, you're now taking actionable steps that you know work, because clearly, like, you've worked your job and you've had success, because otherwise you wouldn't still be working there if it wasn't a successful job, right? You know, so take all those things that you've learned, apply them to your life and your dreams and your goals and ambitions, and you'll start to see things fall into place. But like I said, you have to be willing to take that leap of faith. You have to have the audacity to take that leap of faith in the first place, because some people will just plan and plan and plan, and just and nothing will ever happen. You could have the perfect plan in place, and it's just like, nah, I'm still just not going to take that leap of faith, man. But you got to have that audacity.
Yeah, no, I love it. And the perfect plan is shit without action, right? Because you can have the perfect workout routine. If you never go to the gym, you're not going to see anything.
Literally.
And bro, one thing you said earlier that resonated with me was like when you actually did some introspection and you're like, you know what? My job is not going to help me get to where I want to be. And that's financial freedom. And that really dawned on me. It's like, damn, that's dope. Because I've been doing the same thing. I've been doing the math. I was like, okay, I've been here for 10 years, but I'm still not where I want to be from a financial standpoint. So this model technically is not going to cut it for me. It's not working out. This system has failed. Either I need to like find a way to level up, like you were talking about earlier, climb the corporate ladder and become, you know, CEO, CFO, whatever position. But like this model, whatever I got going on right now, it's not going to work out for me. So I got to think about, I got to reinvent the wheel. You know, I got to think about something completely different, because I know I'll be here for the next 10 years. Yeah, my 401k rule is going to grow up a little bit, but where the life that we envision, the things that we want to do, it's not going to cut it for us, bro. And like, we're not getting younger, right? Like you're saying, you don't want to be that 60 years old, 65-year-old guy, you know, DJing, because I feel like when it's come to like arts and certain things, you have a time frame for that. So if you don't take that leap of faith right now, you're just wasting time, bro. So I just wanted to shout out to you for that, because that's kind of dope. That's what I've been thinking about, because I've been doing the math. I'm like, okay, 5 years I'm gonna have this by just being here. Like, this is not working. And I think a lot of people do that, but they just like, you know what, shit, man, I can't do anything, because it's hard, bro. I ain't gonna lie, it's not easy. Like even like for me, like, you know, even like now I'm thinking about it. Like I have my dates in November, but there's a little fear that's putting me back. You sure you want to do that? You know, I have to like every day I'm having that conversation with myself. You know, you sure you want to do that? You can still do this and make it work. You can still, but at the end of the day, I feel like that's that whatever thing is that's stopping you from like going all in. Because sometimes, bro, like you said, you got to bet on yourself. And one thing I learned from you, like all the things that you are done, you're still moving through, you're still pushing through, you're still making it work. Like, oh shit, that's inspiration right there. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like, hey, he can start over, I can start over. You know, because like this guy never really put a date on it. But when you actually specifically put a date on yours, I was like, fuck that. I'm putting a date on mine. You know, no, you really did inspire me, bro. To like, just like, you know what, shit, let's put a date on there, bro. Let's bet on ourselves. You know, like we bet on other people. Like we give our time, most precious commodity right now, to like corporation. Why can't we invest that time in ourselves and just believe in ourselves, bro? Like we're, you know, like I think it's scary. I ain't gonna lie. Just thinking about it's scary, but I feel like we have to like believe in ourselves and have that system in place. And that one thing you talked about earlier, right? In New York, when you transition over there, you never really had a system in place. So things didn't really work out the way you wanted to work out. But now, just what I've learned by talking to you, I think you reevaluate everything and you have a system in place now. So I believe that's work, man. And just like most people are just afraid to take that leap of faith, and it can be scary, bro. Like, you know, so my question is like for us, every one of us, you know, what it is, like someone watching this video right now and been thinking about that, the same thing we've been thinking about. Oh, you know, I've been working 9 to 5 for whatever years. I really want to like quit and start something else. What's your advice to them right now, like to make them take that leap of faith? What are some systems that you had in place for you to make you, you know, wake up this morning and be like, you know what, I'm gonna do it?
Well, first, real quick, man, I want to just shout out Gracie, man. She's in the comments. She said a lot of people don't realize that this is a process of elimination. Just because plan 1 or 2 didn't work out, it doesn't mean you failed.
Right.
You're just close to what eventually will work out. So
That's it.
You know, shout out to Gracie, man.
Yeah.
That's definitely a bar. I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
For me, even before I like fully just directly answer the question, I want to hit on the point of that. Me and Z, at multiple times of our life, have made leaps from the gig. Like it might not have been like public, because some of them kind of was, but you know, like he talked about going from and going to New York and kind of leaving the job there, getting let go there. Me and DG was actually laid off in 2015. That was the first time I left corporate. You know, in my mind, I was never going back. This is 2015. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I was never going back, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got my little unemployment for a little minute. I thought we was working on the Greek party tour at that time. And then the second time was in 2018, leaving the gig to pursue music in Europe. Both those times taught me something about making the jumps, right? For some reason, it's like I couldn't figure out how to make a jump and make it sustain. Like why could I not make this thing sustain, right? The first time, I didn't really have a big savings, right? And I didn't have a plan on how any money would come in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I just was kind of just like, I'm an idea guy. We had ideas. We was working on a plan, and it was only one plan. It was the Greek party tour that we was working on. I was like, maybe I could do events and bounce around, but I didn't really have no plan for it. And there was, like Z said, there was no structure. So the first thing I would say is definitely have a plan for when you leave. How is some money going to come in? You're going to need it. You're going to need it. The second piece is what I was just hitting on, and it happened in 2018, and I did better than 2015, was have a savings. I had a cool savings, but I still didn't figure out no cash flow. So when you leave, how fast does that savings deplete? When especially when you're living different, right? We was in Europe paying for stuff in Europe, but still having bills in the States, right? I still had a car. I had a car payment. I had, car insurance for a car I wasn't driving. You know what I'm saying? So like a big thing is figuring out that cash flow. But the second piece is just exactly what I hit on, is like lower those expenses as much as you can before you make that jump. Like if you have those things that just cost monthly and that you don't need them, get rid of those. Get rid of them, man. Like you shouldn't be paying $200 on the big screen TV while you're trying to make the jump. It's just, if you can pay that off beforehand, or I get if you need a car, that's cool. But if you can get one that you can pay off and you don't have a car payment, all these consistent expenses, if you can get those down, I know that's a huge piece. If you can get those consistent, those, you got your budget together, you know what your expenses are, what's like you need and what you don't need. Take a lot of those ones you don't need and be like, okay, let me get rid of that until I can sustain it. Then let me go get the big screen TV after that. I don't need it right now.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So I think those ones that's not necessary, I think that's definitely a huge piece of it, man, for sure. So I would say structure, cash flow, and cutting expenses, man. That would be my three.
Yeah.
Those are ours. What about you, Zay?
He pretty much hit the nail on the head. I honestly think that like the reason why like it didn't work out in New York, just as far as like immediately, like not to say that like New York wasn't a success. I think I accomplished a lot of things. I DJ'd at a lot of dope places in New York and whatnot, and still had a lot of success. But a lot of the things of why it didn't quite pan out the way that I would have visualized was because of the lack of the three things that you mentioned, right? Was the lack of structure, which we already kind of discussed, the lack of like constant inflow of income. I did have a substantial amount of money saved, but in tandem with that third piece of like keeping your cost of living low, I was living in New York City, like the most expensive city, like one of the most expensive cities in the country, right? So even if I wanted to, like, I'm a pretty, like, I tell everybody I'm frugal. I'm a little bit of both. Like Ramon's frugal, DG bougie. I'm in between. I'm frugal. I'm a little bit of both. I'm frugal and I'm bougie. I'm a little bit of both. But I know how to save some money. Like, and I know how to just like stay inside. The quickest way to save money is stay your ass inside. Just like don't go anywhere, right? bite the bullet and really just reduce your cost of living as much as possible, right? My circumstances are a lot different now in Phoenix, right? Cost of living is way lower. I don't have a car, no. Right? I sold my car before I moved out to New York, right? So I don't have a car. And I haven't had a car in years now, right? And it's honestly like one of the most liberating feelings all the time. I know people are always like, how do you not have a car? I'm like, I just don't have a car. Like, I mean, like you just like there's certain things that it's just like, oh, I wish I could just take a drive and go to the store or whatever the case may be. But I'm like, if you really need to, rent a car, or if you really need to, Uber, whatever the case may be. But another thing I'll note too is like living in New York, even though I didn't have a car, if I wanted to like Uber somewhere, fam, like the Uber I just went out to New York December, like the weekend of December 12th. My Uber one way from the airport to where I was staying was like $130, fam. That was one way. We're not even talking about round trip. One way, fam. That's like a flight. You could get a flight for $130, right? One way. I'm like, that's a flight, fam. Like, that is crazy, right? So I mean, that's just the cost of living in New York. Now, if I'm taking an Uber or a Lyft here in Phoenix, fam, I'm paying max $20. Like max. Like airport rides for me are like $17 max, right? Like, because I live pretty close to the airport here in Phoenix. But I say all that to say, like, the reason why the circumstances are all different is because of all the three things that Ramon hit: structure, constant flow of income, and then cost of living, right?
And add that savings back in there. Add that savings back in there too. Like you said, you had that savings in New York, but having a good savings, I'd probably even add that in there to have some type of savings, right?
And I do have a pretty, I wouldn't say I don't have as substantial of a savings as I did when I moved to New York, but that was because I sold my house, right? But like now I do still have money saved. Like I said, I know how to save some money, right? But I also like know how to make money work for me, right? Like even investing, like that was something that I wanted to circle back to, DG, that you were talking about earlier. Is a lot of people, especially when they climb the corporate ladder, just like stay at a gig, right? What does the average like salary go up by a year? Like maybe 2%. Like if you're lucky, your raise, you might get a 2% raise, maybe. If you're really lucky, maybe 3%, right? That's not even the stock market. The stock market on average, if you just put your money into like a very safe play, would yield you minimum like probably 8%, like minimum, right? And so I just like thinking about that is just like, are you really making your money work for itself? And so I say all that to say, man, like, like, especially in the grand scheme of things, I know financial freedom is ultimately the goal, but like, if your salary is only being bumped up by like 2% a year, right? If you want to retire by like 67, whatever the age is, 65, like if you're lucky, and then live your version of financial freedom, great. Fuck that. I could fuck all of that. Like this dream that was sold to our parents and beyond, it doesn't work for us anymore, right? I'm not trying to be financially free at 65. I selfishly want to be financially free at 42, right? Like I selfishly want to be able to, you're just going to enjoy it a lot more when you have the ability to do so. And the people around you have the ability to do so, right? Like, and that's also another thing, like the reason why I think the shift is different here in Phoenix than in New York. In New York, I have a great community of people there, love them all, but they don't have the same audacity, right? When I tell you I have audacity, I feel like a lot of the people around me, like especially like my immediate friends, like, y'all, we have the audacity. And I mean that audacity in the sense that like we believe in our vision and our dreams so big and so vividly that it's just like, no, we can absolutely do this. Not everybody has that same mindset, right? Some people just want to be cogs in the wheel and just want to be a product of the system, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want, love that for you. I just know that's not what I wanted, and finding people like us who desire those things and desire that type of lifestyle, just ultimately have the audacity to believe in ourselves and our vision and our dreams enough to just go after it and figure it out. That's something that is like literally invaluable, right? And so I also think that's why it's different here, like, right? I think there's people in my direct community like that I talk to daily that I have access to that like we can actually like help support each other's dreams and all that. But yeah, man, I say all this to say it's not easy, but like I love what Gracie touched on before too, is just like you have the ability to just like try again. Like just because one version of your life or like one chapter of your life or one leap of faith doesn't work out, that doesn't mean that you can't take another, right? You know, and I feel like most people will often experience failure and then just like literally withdraw. Like it's just like, all right, we saw it. Ramon and I, we've seen it firsthand. I'm glad he mentioned it earlier with our idea of Greek party tour. I will tell you, Greek party tour, we started with a group of people, and after our first event, it was down to like 3 of us. After that, maybe 4 of us.
Yeah, we went from 8 to like 3 after the first event.
Very rapidly, right? You know,
was it in Fort Collins, the first event that we went to?
No, we did one before that. We did one before that.
That was the second one.
Our very first one was in Kansas, and it was, when I tell you it was a flop, boy. Like a flop doesn't even define it. I don't think we had a single person show up, like not a single soul that showed up to the event. So when I tell you like it was a massive flop, it was, but we still knew and believed in the idea enough that it was just, like I said, we went from a group of 8 to 3 very rapidly after that one event. And I get it, right? You know, like it's just like, well, is this really gonna work? But like for the people who have the audacity to believe in it, it's just like, I believe in this so much that like I'm still going to continue to see it through. And that's the thing, is just most people just don't take the opportunity to see something through until like the rewards will really start to pay off, right? You know, like you can plant the seed, but you still have to wait for the seed to grow. And that's what most people forget. Like people just be going around planting seeds and then just leaving them motherfuckers. Like it's just like, all right, like I planted the seed and then it's just gone, right? We always talk about it all the time, especially in entrepreneurship or anything. It's all about the art of the follow-up. You have to plant the seed, you have to come back, water the seed, you have to nourish the seed, you have to watch it grow, and then all of a sudden it blossoms into this beautiful thing, you know, right? This beautiful tree, plant, whatever it is. But it takes time, and most people just don't take the time and put in the effort to like see something through, because it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of resilience. You know, you're gonna get punched in the face a lot, like, you know, but it's just it's just the name of the game. The rewards are so much more immense as well. You know, when we sign in them like $2 million checks, and then it's just like, all right, yeah, this was fucking worth it.
Right. No, bro, thanks for the clarity, man. You guys really made some good points. You know, you talk about one thing, you made this decision, but it just wasn't like a, you know, abrupt decision, right? You had a system, quote unquote, in place. But Ramon was talking about, like, you know, even when you move to New York, you make sure you have, when you sell your house, you have savings. Then you just wake up one day, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna let the universe decide, right? You have system in place. And same thing here, you know, as I'm like looking forward to quitting my job later on this year. I have a system in place. I have a business that's been successful for a while, that I'm gonna, once I'm not with my job no more, I'm gonna spend my time and effort, you know, into that business, to like trying to grow that business and other entrepreneur pursuit as well that I'm working on. So I think it's important to have that structure before you just like, you know, wake up one morning, shit, I'm quitting and have nothing planned. You know, that's when most often people fail. And also too, what I've learned, you can plant seeds and after a while you can pivot, right? Just because you start one business in a specific industry doesn't mean that you should stick with that business forever. You can try something else, you know, because like at one point I was building a fitness brand, and I, you know what, I'm not really passionate about this, you know, from an entrepreneurship pursuit. I don't really enjoy going to the gym and training people, and I pivot. You know, so it's okay sometimes to try something, and you know what, hey, let's try something else. And for me, I don't look at that as failure, because by you starting something, you learn a lot along the way that you can now use that information and resource and knowledge and put that into your new gig. So, you know, like most of the time when people fail, they're like, fuck it, man, I guess this entrepreneurship is not for me. Because, I start, like, imagine if you would have just quit. When you hear Ramon was talking about, I just went to Europe, and you know what, bro, we didn't succeed. Like, we're done. We're just going to stay in corporate forever. We're not going to try anything else, right? But not yet. Even though that didn't work out, you tell me like the Greek party tour didn't work out, and now you're taking another leap of faith. So fast forward 2 years from now, man, when you're successful, people are like, how did you do it? Because I bet on myself, man.
Yeah.
You guys are like sticking to your 9 to 5 forever. There's nothing wrong. We're not here to like hit a 9 to 5, right? It's nothing wrong. We actually have a job. Like, it's nothing wrong Is that what you want to do for real? But we believe within us this burning desire that we know we are meant to do more.
Yeah.
That's why for us now we're like looking into getting away from our 9 to 5 and actually like bring out that creativity in us, so we can like do something that really resonate with who we are. So that
Mhm.
we're not hating on like jobs. Jobs are great,
Yeah.
you know. Not
Yeah.
everyone are built for entrepreneurship. Not everyone are
Yeah.
built to like be DJ and do all these like different things. You know thyself, right? So I just want to add that on there as well.
But also to your point, DG, of what you mentioned earlier, the great resignation applies to all aspects of life. So
Correct.
it's not just a 9 to 5, it's not just a job we're talking about. Maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's like
Right.
a partner that doesn't serve you anymore.
Right.
And you've been for the last year of the relationship, like, you know what, I don't I don't want anything to do with this relationship anymore. Maybe you should move on, right? Maybe
Right.
have those conversations. Maybe it's a friendship, right? You know, maybe there's a friend that you've been friends with forever that like maybe that friendship's just no longer serving you, right? You know, that's totally fine. Like when we're talking about the great resignation, it's just like aligning with the best version of yourself. And
Right.
oftentimes in order to do that, you have to shed something along the way or shed someone along the way. And so just be mindful of those things, man, because at the end of the day, in order to become the best version of yourself, you have to allow yourself the space and the capacity to do so, right? You know, and for those things that are no longer serving you, you know, there's nothing wrong with letting those things go. And change isn't always the easiest thing, right? You know, like, but sometimes you just got to pull the trigger. I mean, just long story short, like, I mean, it's not always the easiest thing to do, but just recognizing that it's okay to be selfish sometimes. Like I kind of mentioned earlier, like in order to be the best version of yourself, that requires a little bit of selfishness, right? You know, and so there's nothing wrong with stepping away from this job, from this person, from maybe this habit of yours that no longer serves you, right? Like if you've smoked weed all your life and like, you know, like you feel like you just don't want to like be that version of yourself, you now want to like recreate what that identity looks like and whatnot.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with doing that, like, you know, but do it, right? You know, take that chance, take that leap of faith and make those changes, you know, right? But when we're talking about the great resignation, I didn't want to make it seem like we're just talking about work, you know, right? Like if you want to like, you know, live that like 9 to 5 corporate lifestyle, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, that's totally fine. Like if that's what serves you, right? You know, if it doesn't serve you, then maybe it's time to have like, you know, some deeper conversations.
Yeah. Man, there's so many gems that we're talking about right now. And I think we're almost talking through it to talk ourselves up too, right? Z's getting ready to leave, you know, DG's probably towards the end of the year, me as well, right? Like that. So we're talking ourselves into these certain things that we want to have set up. I honestly think, you know, on record, DG's probably the most ready out of all three of us to have all these things lined up. But one thing I want to speak to that's not spoken to enough, I feel like, is people chasing in the creative realm, right? I think that I do get that, you know, like in the creative world, sometimes there's some people that only focus on the creative and only focus on the money, right? There's like sometimes they're separate. And to be honest, if you're only focused on the creative, to be honest, you might not all the way be ready to make the jump. And the reason why I'm saying that is, this is my unpopular take. The reason why I'm saying that is because you want to figure out if this is going to be the way you make money. If you don't want, if you just want to be creative and you don't want to make money from it, I'm not speaking to that. I'm speaking if you do, then you have to think through, how is this thing going to actually make money? I think that's one thing that we don't do enough as artists and creatives, is just think about like, okay, you know, I'm making a song, then what? You know what I mean? You just think, now I'm gonna blow up. What does blow up even mean? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I did. I think that's what a lot of people do, is go into it and not think through, how am I going to make money? If I make the song, if you put it on Spotify, look up how much streams you'd actually need to make some sufficient money on it. It might be a lot more streams than you thought. So if you're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna just, you know, my streams is gonna be paying for everything, just know you're gonna need some millions of streams, right? Or figure out a way that, you know, have that song play somewhere, maybe in a TV show or something like that, right? Or, you know, find a way to do a show, and not just, you know, get free shows have to happen sometimes, but find a way people can pay you for a ticket to see you at the show. What I'm saying is just think through how that creative pursuit can actually make money. That what Z's doing right now, he is leaving, but he got a full schedule for January.
Right.
Those are paid gigs.
Right.
You know what I mean? He didn't quit and say like, all right, now I got to see if I can go DJ somewhere. He got a full schedule for January.
Right.
And I just think that's something. Just I'm speaking to like the younger me and to somebody who might see this shit and be like, I just want to do it. I get it, but think through how you're going to make money from whatever your creative pursuit is. I just had to throw that in there, man.
So that's a gem, bro. Because at the end of the day, you have to plan. There has to be a plan set in place. Because at the end of the day, if you don't have we're here talking about system, right? That's some of the system you need to have in place. Because like for me, this is a system that I already have in place. For me now, it's just like making sure I can like level up that system already. I'm not just waking up, oh, I'm just gonna quit my job with nothing nothing that I have planned. I already have a system that actually worked, that I'm actually saying, Z had a system. He worked, as a DJ. Okay, if I do this, I can get X amount of dollars from that, and I can cover off, a month, whatever that I used to make at work. So it's not something that you just like, oh shit, let's do this. So that's a really good point, bro. Actually, like test it out first. I think while you're at your job or whatever, test it out, figure it out. Let's say if you want to do a business or whatever, don't just quit right away. See if you can get one client. If you're someone like, I want to do personal training, while at your job, see if you can get at least one client. Is someone willing to pay you for this? If you like a year, you can't get a client, and you like maybe got to rethink your decision, bro. So that's a really good point that you brought up, bro. Test it out first.
Test it.
You should say test the waters, right? Test
the waters, man.
It's warm before you take a shower.
because the truth is, if you figure out how to make $1, it's not going to be hard to make $2. Right? Do the same thing you did again. Do that again. But if you didn't figure out how to make no dollars, you in the blind, bro. Like you gotta figure that out. And like I said, a lot of times, like creative and business, it's like a weird relationship because they have to work for things to actually, they have to merge, right? But sometimes people's fully over here and sometimes people's fully over here, and they don't think about the other thing enough. I do think that as creatives in this day and age, if you're trying to make money off it, think about how that thing is going to make money, man. For real.
And also too, bro, just like I said, man, as I'm thinking about this over and over, there's a part of me like, oh man, this shit is risky, right? But then I'm like, bro, life is risk. Everything in life is risk. Nothing is always gonna be perfectly aligned for you. Sometimes you just gotta take that risk, bro. Calculated risk, as you say, right? Take that leap of faith, man. Because something you have that inner voice telling you like, why do you want to do that? Why can't you just do this and do that, right? And Z made a really good point earlier too, bro. Like it's hard trying to like juggle two things, especially for us who works in like the corporate environment that requires so much more from us. It's hard after a long day. You're in all these meetings that you really don't care about, and then after you're done, 5 o'clock, to like sit down, actually work on your creative process. That shit is hard. It's draining, bro. So at the end of the day, you just got to decide sometimes, man. Like it's hard to just pursue. Like that's kind of like I feel like I've been juggling the same thing. I've been juggling a lot of things at once. So it's now for me. You know what? Let me just go all in. Let me bet on myself. I know I can do this. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But I ain't gonna lie. There's a part of me that I keep telling, nah, don't do it. Please don't do it.
I'm gonna hold you to it. I'm gonna hold you to it, DG. Everyone who's on this live, we're gonna hold you accountable.
Do that shit, bro.
He said November is his timeline as far as like when he's leaving his job. Because earlier on his live, he said, hopefully, Lord willing. I'm like, nah, you're gonna take that leap of faith. I'm a bully your ass into taking that leap of faith. I'm gonna figure if he don't quit, I'm gonna figure out a way for DG to get fired. I'm gonna figure out a way for him to get fired. So it's like now you got to, fam. Now you got to.
I'm gonna show your boss this episode if you don't. I'm gonna clip it up and send it.
Said fuck that job. Specifically, he's talking about Delta Dental.
Like cursing him out.
Nah, bro. So I'm gonna find a way to I'm gonna bully your ass into having to take that leap of faith.
It's gonna happen, bro. That's
like I said, like to the point of what we talk about, some people will just plan and just never execute, right? And because it is scary. I'm not gonna lie, it is scary. But like I said, you gotta have a little bit of audacity, man, in order to like accomplish anything great. Like I often think about like people like Taraji P. Henson, right? I don't know if y'all know who Taraji P. Henson is, but I think was it Taraji P.'s I think it was her story. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it was Taraji P. Henson's story. So like anyone who knows her, Taraji P. Henson, she's an actress, right? She moved out to LA. I mean, she was already acting, right? You know, but like she hadn't had a like really like a successful career. She took a when you talk about a leap of faith, this was a huge ass risk. She moved out to LA. She had a child at the time. I believe her child was like 2-3 years old, like pretty young. She moved out to LA with like $27 in her pocket, right? I'm not saying everybody should take that type of leap of faith, but like imagine had she never had done that, right? You know, like she wouldn't be the Taraji P. Henson that we know, right? And I say all that to say, like, there's a very thin line between success and regardless of how you want to identify it, failure or not. It's really, or I should say, like, there's a thin line between genius and insanity. And that line is success, you know, at the end of the day. Because if she took that leap of faith and it never worked out, people would be calling her crazy. Her family, friends, all that stuff. But because it did work out, now she's a genius, right? You know, like that's the very thin line that you walk as somebody who's trying to accomplish something of immense magnitude. Is just like, it is scary, but like if you believe it so much, if you have the audacity to believe in yourself and in the vision, and ultimately whatever that idea is, whether it's a product, whether it's you know, just an idea, whatever the case may be, if you believe in it so much, you go to sleep thinking about it at night, you wake up thinking about it every morning, you know, those types of things. Take that first initial step, you know, right? I'm not saying you have to take this huge risk like a Taraji P. Henson, but maybe just take one initial step, right? You know, like immediately, and then work yourself up to that leap of faith, right? You know, but like eventually there's going to come a point where you do have to leap. And that's where a lot of people will lean towards, they'll edge towards comfort, right? Because there's a lot of uncertainty. Just like I said earlier in this episode, I put in my notice today at work. My last day is on Friday, you know, right? After that, I'm completely on my own figuring out this shit. I'm leaping into the abyss, and it's just like, all right, well, there's a lot of uncertainty on that side. But to Ramon's point, I'm not just like leaping out and like, I ain't got shit planned. I have structure. I have a whole schedule for January. I pretty much have all of my bookings locked in for February as well. You know, I'll release that schedule later this month. But I'm saying all these things to say, like, these are things that serve me, but at some point in time, like, push is going to come to shove, and like you can do all the planning you want to in the world, but you're going to have to leave. And a lot of people just do not leave. You may not always want to listen to me because I'm just be like, take that, do it, bro. You know me. Like anybody who knows me, I'm gonna do that shit. Do it. I dare you. I dare you to do it. You won't do it, you know, right? You might, but listen to somebody like who's a little bit more reasonable, like a Ramon or like a DG. You know, like DG might not. Don't listen to DG. DG be edging a little bit more towards a little bit too much towards comfort too. I think Ramon's like the good balance.
Right.
I'm the leaper. Anybody who knows me, I'm a leaper. I'm like, bro, do that shit.
Zeta's going to tell you to do it now. Diamond's going to tell you to do it in 5 years. I'm going to be somewhere between there. You know what I'm saying? We all are probably going to say, like, build some shit for yourself. You know what I'm saying? For sure. But yeah, shout out to Z, man, because like he said, he plans on leaving, not plans on, you leaving the gig this weekend on Friday. And the thing that I just kept thinking about in my head when you said that is you got a DJ gig Friday night. You know what I'm saying? Like you damn near celebrating the great resignation right after. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be up all weekend. I'm DJing Friday night, Saturday morning. I'm going to Power 98.3 FM with the homie Ray Wimley. Shout out to Ray. Because he's going to be interviewed and freestyling on the radio show on Saturday. So we got that on Saturday. Probably going to go for a hike after that. Then Sunday I'm DJing again, you know, right? So like I'm going straight into like this is my intro weekend into like what life could look like, right? You know, and it's going to feel damn good, I can tell you that. Like just like having released that that chapter or that version of myself. Because you know, we were having a conversation. This was like maybe like a month or so ago, maybe a little bit longer. But I remember Ramon and I, we were talking, and the thing about work that I'll say, and it's not necessarily my job specifically. It's just like I just don't think I'm built to work for anybody else, right? You know, just like they always say, like people always say, like school just isn't meant for everybody. I feel like work isn't meant for everybody too. Like not everybody's meant to just be an employee, like you know, right? I don't think I'm meant to live that life. I think I'm meant to be my own boss and to figure things out, right? You know, and so I say all that to say, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this weekend and taking that leap of faith, because I feel like this is going to be an introduction into what that like curating my own life and my own vision and happiness and success, what that looks like. I think this is truly going to pay off, right? You know, but
I will, bro.
It will, man.
I'm looking. I know we're getting close to the time, but you know, I'm looking forward, bro. Like I'm really excited, like looking back at the end of this year when we can replay this conversation again to see how far we have come. That's something I'm looking forward to, bro. I think it's gonna be a dope, you know, to actually see all the things that, because pretty much this entire Manifest Monday Spot Network podcast, we talk about the things that we were gonna do, and if you go back to all our videos and stuff, we have done it all.
We did them
all. Nothing that we actually talked about haven't done so far. So that's why I'm really excited. Even though, like I say, you know, this whole thought is scary, but I'm really excited. Like coming in December, like, oh shit, when we at that whole new level, right? Looking back at this conversation in January to see how far we've come, I'm actually looking forward to this. You know, like I said, but like my goal is November, but like hopefully it might be sooner, because like I said, there are some systems that I'm actually putting in place. If things works out to the way I want it to be, then it could be sooner. But like this November for sure.
Yeah,
you know, but it could be sooner than that. You know,
we gonna hold you to it. We gonna hold you to it.
It could be sooner than that. You know?
God, we gonna hold you to it. Us willing.
We go sooner than November. November is the time frame, because like I like to like plan, have things. But it could be July. It could be August. It could be like who knows next month, right? But that's the time frame that I want to like get certain things, you know, in order. Because like one of the things too is like buying a house, because it's easier, you know, if you're purchasing a home. And that, so that's why for me, I can just go all in right now, because that's what I want to do later on this year too. So it just kind of like makes sense to just keep that 9 to 5 for now, so they can see that before I make. So there are a couple of things, like I'm saying, like I'm putting
and benefits too. That's one thing that you know, like this that we haven't touched on. You know, we're all optimistic. We're all optimistic on the side of leaping, but there might be things that, you know, if your health ain't all the way there, or there's certain things that you need consistent medication on, or consistent doctor visits, or you know, consistent, you know, dental work. That's something to really think about. You know what I'm saying? So that's like, well, you know, that's where I would be on the side of like, look at your situation first and be like, okay, what am I going to actually need, and what am I losing from losing the job too? Because you need to think those things through. You know what I'm saying? Like for some people, you need to figure out your benefits package before the leap. You know, for some people, you know, so maybe it's more important for. And on that same note, just before if you do work a job that has benefits and you plan on leaving, get all that shit in right before you leave, man. Go to the dentist, go to the doctor, go to the vision appointment, get all that in before you leave, so you got a fresh start right when you leave. So I just had to throw that in there too.
And I'm gonna give y'all the cheat code. Most employers, because I actually went to the doctor last month, but like I haven't gone to the dentist, and I need to go to the eye doctor. Like when you quit, like I said, I'll be leaving on Friday, but like your coverage is usually extended through like the end of that month. So whatever month that you were working, you're like typically covered all throughout that month. So like my benefits will still extend until the end of this month. So you can absolutely believe that your boy will be going to the dentist and the eye doctor before the end of the month, while I still have these benefits and can rely on them, because absolutely that is a cheat code.
Right. Yeah. So that's So man, that's like I'm saying, like that's the plan. We're talking about the structure in place, like Ramon mentioned. Make sure all those things are taken care of. Like I know sometimes you watch videos, you have that motivation, like, oh yeah, I want to do it right now. But nah, you know, like me, I'm like, Z just gonna fly, right? For me, on the more cautious side, make sure all your affairs are in order, right? Check to see if you have kids, like are those kids, are they gonna need my medical insurance? Are they gonna need my dental insurance? All those things. Like for us, luckily we don't have kids right now, right? So it's easier for us to like make that, you know, leap of faith, right? Because we don't really need all those things just for us right now. So our situation might be a little bit different, but other people, if you're watching
Yeah.
it, especially if you have health insurance, all your kids own health insurance, you got to pay for all that. It might be a little bit harder for you. So
Yeah.
make sure you do all your due diligence, and before you just take that leap of faith.
Just like you said, DG, know thyself. And I think that a huge piece of knowing yourself is knowing your situation too, right? So always be mindful of that. But I also want to say too, on the edge of that is don't use that as an excuse. Like one thing I will say is like the homie Ray Wimley, like compared to like my situation compared to his, I have no excuses. Right. It's something that he talks about often and he's been able to figure it out, right? But my situation is a lot different. I'm single, I don't have a wife, I don't have kids, right? Like so I can
no health issues, no big health issues.
Like I'm good. Like so I like my life, I can finagle a lot more freely than obviously, maybe other people and whatnot.
Right.
But I say all that to say, just because you don't necessarily have everything perfect, don't use that as an excuse either. Like I do think it is, it's interesting because you have to find that in between, right? Because like I think you have to plan, but you also have to execute too. Like right, like you have to find that sweet spot in the middle. Because a lot of people will just plan, and those are the over analytical people. I can be over analytical sometimes, where you just analysis paralysis, right? Like you analyze so much to where you just don't end up doing anything.
Right.
We've all been victims of it, especially as creatives, right? Like as creatives, there's so much unreleased music that I have that I just haven't put out just because like I just overthought it, like, oh, I didn't have the perfect rollout for it, or I just, lost the overall appeal for it and whatnot. And then it just didn't end up happening, right? Like I think you have to find that in between of just like planning and doing, right? That you have to do both. So I don't know, be a little bit more like Ramon, the middle of us.
Right.
I'm the doer, DG's the planner, Ramon's both of them.
In the middle, man. Walk that line, man. Walk that line, man. It's important, man. So yeah, man. I don't know if we got a would you rather today. I don't know if we do or not, but I think if not, this is a good spot to wrap. I think there was it's just an important conversation, man. I think, like we said, everybody has the thought to leave something in their life, whether there's job, relationships, I don't know, anything, whatever that is in your in your life, and like we said, make the decision. You have to execute, but have a plan too, so just
Yeah. And also one thing I want to add too, right? Because at least for us, we already have something that we already been working on. So we have the model to know that, okay, this actually worked for us. There are some people who have, let's say, 9 to 5, right? And they don't have anything else. They haven't really tried anything else. Even though they've been thinking about that idea, oh, I want to do this, but it's hard to leave and not know anything. You can just quit and then sit at home and play video games all day, right? So it helps for us. It's easier because like we have something else on the side that we've been working on for, like I said, the business. I've been working on that for like the past 4 or 5 years. All the ideas that I've been working on, a couple of things. So it's easier if I don't have a job. I know for sure what I can work on, right? There are other people that don't really have that skill set or not quite sure. So the 9 to 5 is that only thing. So if you're that person in that situation, even though you might be motivated and excited about this video, don't just take that leap of faith. Make sure we talked about, I think you mentioned that earlier, Ramon. Figure something else first, test it out first, before you make that leap of faith, especially if you have people depending on you. Because you don't want to be like irresponsible, right? You have families and stuff. Oh, yeah. And then you have kids like that. What's going on?
Figure out
how
you could make $1 before you leap. If you don't know how to make any dollar outside of the job, it's not time yet. That's my thing. If you don't have no plan to make any dollar outside of just whatever the thing is, but you never made $1 doing it, it's not time yet. To me, you know what I mean. Figure out how you can at least make $1, because then if you make 1, you know how to make it 10. You know how to make 100. You know what I mean. But
So yeah, that's my message, man. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. Shout out to Z, bro.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Kick us off, brother.
One day at a time, man. Like you got this, bro.
Appreciate y'all, man. 2026, man. We stepping into the year with a different energy, man. And really not just 2026 beyond, man. Like I think it's it's really just time, as I get older, like, I was really thinking about it the other day. I'm getting closer to 40, right? So it's just like, I don't feel old at all, but like just on paper, I'll just be looking at it like, I'll be DJing and shit like that. And there'll be like, like people coming up to me and they're like, oh yeah, I just turned 21 and shit. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I'm like, yo, that's crazy, right? But I mean, that's just very much like a real part of life, right? But like, that's why I say like that window narrows, right? Like, like I'm saying, like, I'm not trying to be DJing forever, right? So like the time is now, man. And so like whatever it is that you want to do, figure it out, right? Make a plan, take action, but do the shit, right? Like don't just talk about it, be about it, right? Like, and that's I think that's the reason why I'm such a big person on being a risk taker and a doer, is because like I don't like people who just say shit and don't do it. Like, right? Like if I say I'm gonna do something, there's like a 90% chance I'm gonna do it. Like I don't always do it, right? Like there's some shit that I don't get done. Like I've been saying that I've been going to put this damn dining table together that I still have not put together. This dining table is still just sitting here on my floor, not put together yet. I'm going to do this shit, believe me. Hold me to it. I'm gonna do it before our next meeting before Manifest Mondays next Monday. I'm gonna have this dining table done. So I'm just hold me to that. But I say all that to say, if you are the type of person who does majority of things that, like, if you do 7 out of the 10 things that you say you're going to do, you're so much further ahead than like most people, right?
Even
like
4, even 3,
like just whatever the case may be, like just most people just say shit and don't do it. I can't stand that. Like, I just can't stand people who don't apply themselves. So I think that's a big reason why I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just do it, right? But I do have a would you rather. We're gonna keep it really simple. This is the Spot Network. At the end of every episode, we put y'all on the spot. We're gonna ask you this or that question to really hopefully drive conversation, or really just drive thoughts more than anything, right? So, well, before I dive into it, do y'all have anything else to share?
No, not. All that's right.
Good. So today's would you rather question is, would you rather stay at your current 9 to 5 for the rest of your life, or at least, like, I would say would you rather stay at your current job for the next 15 years, knowing you're going to make $100K a year with a 2% raise every year?
No. No. I don't even know you had a rest.
All right.
What's the other side?
No. Would you rather stay at your current job for 10 years? 10 years, DG, knowing you're gonna make $2 million in that next 10 years, but you don't know, like, obviously,
so 200,000 a year.
Not a year, but like you're gonna gradually like increase, right? So like,
annually,
but at the end of the 10 years, you will make $2 million. So like, maybe you start at like, you're maybe currently at 80K or 90K, and then like you gradually increase. But by the end of the 10 years, you will make $2 million.
You will have made $2 million. Not it's gonna be like you're making $2 million.
You will have made $2 million, right? Yeah. Okay. Or would you rather leave your job currently, like you'd have to leave right now, and not have any type of plan in place, like what, or whatever plan that you have currently in place, that's what it is. But you have to leave your job right now. Like you don't get the opportunity to you don't get the opportunity to leave in November. Like you have to leave right now.
Oh yeah, I'm leaving, bro. Because I think I've been planning. I'm leaving for sure. Because I'm leaving. Because I think what I have in plan, I believe it's gonna make me more than 9-10 years for sure. Like I said, the reason why I'm like, it's the November, the Great Resignation, because I want to have a couple of things in place. But if that's the 2 options, I'm leaving now, bro, because I'm not willing to give 10 more years for $2 million. I mean, not if I was making $2 million a year, then I'm doing it, right? But like at the end, 10 years, I'm gonna make $2 million. So that's like 200K, 200K a year. Nah.
All right. Let me make it a little bit more difficult. You got to stay for 10 years, but you make 500K a year.
I mean, I 500K a year.
But you have to stay 10 years. Like it's a contract. Like you have to stay for the next 10 years.
I mean, I mean, because I feel like I would probably stay and do both because I feel like I can use that. I should 500K and I'll stay then. 500K, yeah, I'll stay.
You can't do anything else though. Like you just do the job.
Then I'll quit. If I can't do anything else,
Mm.
no, then I can't take the option. No.
Yeah.
If I can do anything, if I can like live my current situation right now, I'll take it. Because I would take it. Because now I feel like things are a lot easier. So I'll probably like work 5-6 hours a week. And I'll be good. Just work from home, travel to different places, and build a business. And I think I'll be good. Yeah.
Yeah. If that's, I'm kind of on the same. Like if I couldn't, 500K is a lot, but if I couldn't do my own thing outside of it, then I'm definitely not. If you're saying that I could, maybe I would. Maybe I just lock in and be like, okay, 10 years for 5 M's. I'm using every bit of PTO.
Right, and then you can build.
I'm working from home. I work from home most of the time. You know, it'd be something to think about more. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
I mean, I would do it. Yeah,
500K is a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's
500K a year.
It's like a guarantee. Like, but so if I could do both, but if I could only have to do my job and nothing else, I'm definitely leaving. So if that's the nah.
If I can do both, because I'll probably invest like 300K a year, bro, extra. Every 300K plus my business, I would be
because I'm thinking about how you would for sure affect on the other side is you hoping that what you do does more than that, and you do have your freedom, but on this side you have guaranteed I'm gonna be able to take care of some people. Guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So, and
especially like my job is not stressful. My job is solid. You know, like the people I work with are dope. So for me, that's what I'm saying. Like I just want to like move to just go all in on that.
But your job, your responsibilities are going to change, obviously, too, though.
I mean,
you throwing more stuff. You throwing more stuff. You changed the whole thing. You said stay at your job now and doing what you're doing. And make 500K.
If you still have to work like
responsibility.
Nah, bro. I'm not. Nah.
I mean, we're talking about a serious responsibility right now. If I had to work 80 hours a week, 90 hours a week,
bro.
Then no. Right, then no. But if right now, how my schedule is,
responsibilities right now, but 500K.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all can keep the same responsibilities as now.
Oh yeah. I'll take that, bro. Because at the end of the day, I feel like that would be cool, bro. That would definitely make it work. Because I think that would even give me more structure in the sense that because I'll be investing so much more.
Me too.
It's not even gonna seem like I think things just gonna like compound quickly. And like I said, it's not like my job. It's not like a toxic environment, right? If it was a toxic environment, like how some people hit their job, they know for sure. You know, like it's not toxic. It's cool and chill. So I would do that.
Yeah. I want to say
20 years, no.
10 years, no.
Your job is more stressful than ours too, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Your job's a lot more stressful. Like I think for me, there's a possibility I say yes because of that. Like my job, it has stressful moments and it gets busy and stuff sometimes, but it's not always stressful. So like I'm thinking like, you know, sometimes it's stressful because I'm not making what I want to make.
Right.
If it was just cleared out, I could be anywhere doing it.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I could be anywhere doing it, like player, you know what I'm saying? So 500K, and I could pretty much do a lot still on this job.
Right, and still do everything that you're doing right now. Oh yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. For sure.
I would definitely miss out on certain things that like just time wise where you'd have to be at work that I couldn't be doing other things. But like I said, I use every ounce of PTO. But just to guarantee, it doesn't sound like it's just a high enough number where I know like a guaranteed amount to guarantee like full legacy.
Right.
I just know what I would do. We talking about I turned 44 in 10 years and have made 5 M's and probably have invested at least
way more than that. Yeah.
And we probably had invested at least 3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Over that course of that time. So I'm like,
I'll be set, yeah.
Yeah. You know. Yeah, so that's interesting. Where you at with it, Z?
Nah. I'm not doing it, man. I can't do it. Now, the reason why I asked that question is just because like I wanted to ask that question is because everybody has a number, right? You know, and that's the thing that we talk about oftentimes is like, what is the number that it would take for you to give up your dreams? I'm not saying that y'all would give up y'all's dreams or
Right.
whatnot, right? But most people have a number, right? And
Right.
it's honestly probably most people's number is probably a lot lower than you think, right? You know, so I always say that just to say, like, just be mindful of those things, right? You know, like they say corporate life is where, you know, dreams and ambitions go to die, you know, right? So I just wanted to like call that out because, like, you know, there's always going to be a number. Like, I mean, money does make the world go around, you know, right? Like, money's a tool more than anything. It's a tool that helps us live the lifestyle that we want to live, you know, like, in financial freedom was something that we mentioned earlier, is like the whole goal of this all, right? You know, making 500K a year, like, that enables some financial freedom at some point, but like, you're still going to have to put in 10 years worth of work in order to make that happen, right? You know, so what is putting that 10 years worth of work into yourself and your potential business, what does that look like too, though? Like, you know, right? So like, I always like to ask that question, because my answer is hell no, just because like my job is my circumstances are a lot different than y'all's, right? Like, you know, I know I could not do this for another 10 years. Like, I just know without a doubt, like, I couldn't do it for another month and a half, right? You know, so I know I couldn't do it for 10 years, even if it was for 500K a year. I know I could not do it for another 10 years, fam. Like that, I would lose my mind. Like, literally lose my mind. I don't know. Like,
I agree.
It would be hard. It would be hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be hard. But like, no, I just wanted to say, because I think with me and DZ's jobs, we could probably still do the things that we love, though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right. Yeah. Nothing
like,
really.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I might go to another country, so I work overnight shift there, and during the day be doing, like, you know what I'm saying, executive production, all kinds of shit. Like, in a player spot, my life would be fly. Know that. Yeah. Know that. Sure. It wouldn't have been like Ramon gave up on his dream for 500K. That wouldn't be the storyline. That wouldn't be the storyline. My shit would be fly, bro. I just had to throw it in there. My shit would be fly, bro. Because we agreed that we wouldn't quit. We wouldn't quit.
Right.
If that's not the number, if we're talking about give up the dream.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not the number. But if we can do both, that might be the number.
That's what I'm saying. Going back, if we were at CNA Insurance, if you asked me to do that for 10 years, I would say no. Yeah. I didn't like that environment for sure. You know, but like where I'm at right now, like my environment, like I said, man, it's dope. And I think the reason why for me, like, I'm quitting my job to like pursue the business, because I believe that time could grow that business to like extra 200-300K, right? And I feel like that's what I'm getting from my job, right? So I feel like now I can still do that and work both, get both done and scale that too. The reason why I'm just going to quit to use that time to just focus, because I know what I'm making on my job right now is not 500K. You know, I can grow. I can use that time to grow the business to give me additional 500K a year. So if I'm getting that, then I can still grow this. And I was in 4 years, bro. I'll be so fly.
Like, because I'll be thinking about that. Like, what type of job do you have to be working to get 500K a year? Because like the president of the United States doesn't even get like
level sweet position, like, you know, like.
Yeah, be sweet level. Yeah, we talking about that. That's why. I'm not doing that for like the sweet level work. I'm not doing that. But if we talking about what I'm doing now for 500K, that's a different question. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Easy.
Yeah.
All right, fellas.
It's been real.
But yeah, man. I just want to say big shout out to everyone who joined the live today, and we really appreciate you guys for the love and support. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, share the video, like the video, and appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Shout out to Gracie and Davion for who dropped in the comments, and shout out to Davion too. He said, "Don't forget to like the video, push the channel in the algorithm. It's free, man." Appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. As always, man. And it's been real. Quit that job, baby.
See y'all next Monday, man.
Peace out.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.